Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Got one thing to say. Are y'all ready? Got one thing to say. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready?
Scam, check it out.
Hello?
I have just one question for you. Are you ready?
Am I ready for what? Who's this?
Are you ready for this Sunday night when WWE Champ John Cena defends his title in the WWE Super Slam? Right now you can order this awesome pay-per-view event for just $59.99.
I'm sorry, no, there is not any chance in hell that we're ever going to have wrestling in this house again. Thank you, but no. Have a good day. Hello?
It's a ladders match at WWE Super Slam. Order now and save $10 with a low price of just $49.99.
Sir, you guys just called me, and as I mentioned before, we're not ordering this, so please stop calling my house. Thank you and goodbye. Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Champ?
Who?
Champ? Is Champ there?
Who is Champ?
That question will be answered this Sunday night.
Listen,
WWE Super Slam.
Hey, sir.
Taking on
Please
Sheamus,
quit calling my house.
The Undertaker,
Quit calling me.
CM Punk, and even Triple H and The Big Show in a spit-swapping makeout match. WWE Super
Listen,
Slam.
hello? Hello? Can you stop screaming in your little sirens and whatever that is? Can you knock it off for 5 seconds? Not interested. Stop calling my fucking house. Hello?
I'm watching you.
Excuse me?
That's exactly what The Undertaker told John Cena. But will he be able to take the belt from the mightiest champion in WWE history at this weekend's WWE Super Slam?
Stop calling my house before I get your number. I will track you down and absolutely tear you to pieces. Do you understand me? I know you are. John Cena, crazy motherfucker. Stop calling my house now. No wrestling, no super motherfucking slam is happening in this house. I swear to Jesus, if this is those wrestling again.
Okay, good morning. Hi, I'm just calling this morning to ask if you're a supporter of the United States military.
Oh my God, I apologize. We've been getting calls all morning. I apologize, and yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, I am.
Great. Are you a supporter of the Marine Corps?
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Great, because a former decorated member of the United States Marine Corps needs your support.
And his name is John Cena. He's gonna get in the ring and put boots to asses.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? I can't even handle this. I cannot handle this.
Available right now at a low price of only $39.99.
I can't believe this is calling me. I'm about to lose my
We got some good reactions.
I swear I'm about to call the police.
Hello. You have a collect call from
John Cena!
Will you accept the charges?
Oh, your mother. Listen, stop calling. Is listening not your strong suit? I'm pretty sure it is, but you're not hearing me. Shut your beaten down brain from Super Slam and listen. I am not. I don't care if they're $59, $49, $39, $39. I don't want it. It won't happen. It's not coming on my TV again. It won't be allowed in this house. You understand me? No, I don't want to be wrestling here. here in this house. Keith is going through closets and taking out t-shirts and burning them and calling the police and telling you that you're harassing me. Stop it now. And I am calling the police. Good luck to you. Have a nice day. Yourself.
How are you?
What?
We've been phone scamming you. Your husband Donnie told us to phone.
We are all in a fight right now. Are you kidding me right now?
I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for you.
I couldn't believe the mouth thought you had on you. Oh my God. Well, listen,
I haven't had my coffee yet. Shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I know how
Well,
to feel
listen,
bad.
we won't be calling you back anymore. I promise. Okay.
Thank Jesus.
You won't have to hear. You won't have to hear this. All right, you won't have to hear that
I
anymore.
swear to God, I was gonna go to jail, and it was bad.
Emma, are you hiding?
Used car shopping is terrifying.
The good news. You've decided you want to build community. Congratulations, very exciting. Maybe you want to do it in flesh space or maybe online, ew. But either way, you've come to the conclusion that community is something that you need, and you want to go out and you want to create the infrastructure for some sort of community to exist on some scale. So there's the good news. You've come to that conclusion, you're feeling good about it. Great. The bad news. Now that you know what it is that you need to do, you have to do it, because no one else is gonna. You have the responsibility to do it. You are obliged to do it. It behooves you. Nobody else is ever going to create that infrastructure that you want, that is your dream infrastructure for a community. Mostly because they have other dreams, and most people's dreams have nothing to do with building community infrastructure. It has more to do with a big number in their bank account. If you have come to the conclusion that you want that infrastructure, but you've decided you're going to wait around for someone else to do it, you will probably die waiting. If it doesn't exist already, and if it does exist, go join it. You're gonna die. You're gonna die waiting. So that's the bad news. The good news. But building community isn't as hard as you think. In fact, in some ways, it might be a lot easier than you think. The bad news. But in most ways, it's actually way harder than you think. You'll run into plenty of problems. You'll find people that want to help you start the project who will then, drop out at the faintest sign of adversity. Many people will be confused as to why it's even something that you want in the first place. One way in which it is very hard is that you will need people to help you do this thing. And a lot of the people that you try to recruit to do these things will reject you, or they'll join you and then ditch you halfway through at the slightest sign of adversity. The good news, you can still do it. Despite all the challenges, despite everything that life throws at you on the path to creating a community, you can still, it's possible, you can do it. The people who make it through all the trials and tribulations with you are going to be real ride or dies, which is kind of, I assume, why you want community in the first place, to get some ride or dies. And yes, it's annoying to try to recruit some people or to try to pitch your community to some people and have them reject you because they think that they don't need community or whatever. And you might be tempted, you want to try to convince them in the marketplace of ideas. You want to have an argument with them and see if you can convince them that they need community. Simply by existing, you are doing all the argumentation that you need to do. The bad news. On the way to building it, and even after you build it, there will be problems. Interpersonal, logistical, financial. There will be problems the likes of which you've never seen before because you are doing something that most people don't do and have no experience with, which is creating community. You will be running into rare problems, and these problems are rare because they directly involve living in community with other people. These problems are rare because they involve other people, and most people do not run into problems that really involve other people, like directly. So no one knows what's going on because nobody has community. So nobody knows how to solve the problems of community. That is the bad news. The good news. Despite all of these difficult, complicated, unique problems you will run into, they are still better problems to have than being alone. Yep. These are still the superior kind of problem. They are the Chad problem versus the Virgin problem. You cannot live a life where you have no problems. You can only pick the Chad problems. These problems will make you grow and change way, way better than the problems you get from being alone. And the good parts about being alone will actually subtly make you worse as a person, because you're a little too comfortable.
Looking to create an LLC but not sure how to get started? We don't need to worry about paying super high legal fees if you use a
The bad news. If you want to create for example, what I did, a stable space that people can come by and that's a sort of a third space that people can gather at, a physical space. You are going to have to blow a lot of money on rent. It's inevitable. Or at the very least, you're going to have to give up some of your own space and sacrifice it to the communal aspect of your life, where you let people come and go from whatever space that you give them access to. The good news, this cost can still be pretty dramatically reduced, though. When you get more and more contacts, you're splitting the rent more and more different ways. So, for example, for my studio, we got 12 people. Rent $6,000, we're all paying $500 a month. Not so bad. It's doable. And if you're creating something that's genuinely useful, then people will be gravitated towards that space and they'll want to pay for it, which is what happened with my space. The other good news about having to front some cost for this project was that the cost is paid back in terms of your network and shared resources and shared skills. We use each other's green screens and each other's laptops and microphones. We started off as a basement bedroom that Brogan just let us use his spot because we couldn't afford rent. And it was 3 of us, and then enough people came by that spot and saw the vision. We got 8 people together. We went in on a property, and we were all paying $500 a month, and then more and more people got attracted to it, and then more and more people wanted to pay for it. And so, yeah, that's how we started controlling the top 2 floors of a building. Space isn't enormous. It's not even really relevant in the grand scheme of things, culturally or otherwise. I really can't point to any specific way that community has increased the number in my bank account directly, but it has become very, very important to the people who are a part of it. And as it continues to exist, it will become important to more and more people from all over the world. But specifically the town, the locality, the territory that it exists in. I am territorializing myself via community. I am planting my flag, drawing boundaries, and in some ways making myself not an abstract irony void, but instead something with a boundary, with flesh, with an edge that exists in space and time. And as this thing, this amorphous thing that is the community, becomes more and more important and bigger, it also secures its existence in a way where these interconnected nodes changes so many people's lives. So many people's lives have directly been changed by the community in so many different ways. You stop getting confused about what goodness is. It stops being a philosophical conversation that you have. What is good? Can we map out good? Should we go with the utilitarian analysis of good for this conversation? This stops being important because you're just doing it. You just go and you see people make friends and find love and have difficult experiences and hang out and make art, and you see it. You see what good is. You see what life is. You see that it is good. It is good to be with other people and engage with them and create connections and create a place where people can find other people that understand them. You're like, that's what good is. I don't know how to put that in a philosophy book, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Right.
And it will not last forever, but as it lasts, it will be good. The bad news: there is no map out there to do what needs to be doing on this subject. There is no guide to follow. Not enough people have done it in the modern day, under these modern pressures. The good news: while the map does not exist, you can create the map, or at least help create the map. You can carve it yourself out of a jungle full of things that want to kill you. And when you're done making that map, it will probably be one of the most valuable maps that exist. The bad news: we live in a wretched, Chungus, fallen, Westoid, individualistic, atomistic, dog-eat-dog society. One that thinks community means Discord server, and we think this because we are sick. We're sick in the head. And we have a subtle sickness, and it's subtle because we don't fully understand what is happening.
One more time.
That exist. The bad news: we live in a wretched, Chungus, fallen, Westoid, individualistic, atomistic, dog-eat-dog society. dog society. One that thinks community means Discord server, and we think this because we are sick. We're sick in the head. And we have a subtle sickness, and it's subtle because we don't fully understand what is happening with this sickness. A lot of us, we have really nice words to say instead of the words that we should be saying. Homebody, cat mom. See, these words could be fine under different contexts, but the way that we use them belies their true purpose, which is truly demonic. We are sick. All of us have been sick for a very long time, and it's not going to get any better. Most of us will die thinking the gap in our hearts had nothing to do with community. That doesn't even cross their mind. It's because the bank account number wasn't big enough. They needed a third property. It's a worsening sickness. It's not getting any better. And it is a terminal sickness. We know how this story ends. We know how this story ends. It's with us floating in pods of goo, atomized, forcibly ripped away from any larger unit we could be a part of, and then when we are all atomized, the atom itself split even further, and then gray dust washing over the world. The forces of efficiency are only tightening their grasp. The forces of efficiency are tightening their grasp ever more, and as it tightens its grasp, we need each other less and less. This is why the job of building a community is more archival or historic or something. You are keeping an old flame alive, and it's cute and it's quaint and it's needed and it's extremely important, and it's been the most important thing that I've ever done, but it's also a losing battle. We do not win this fight. We do not come out on the other side making the world join hands in kumbaya. We're really just making things slightly better for ourselves before the end. We once needed each other because efficiency hadn't quite gotten its act together, but now that it's getting its act together, we no longer do. Not really. We need each other less and less, and in what little ways we do still need each other, efficiency has recruited our brightest minds to figuring out how to solve that. The war was lost a long time ago. The mission of community is historic or archival, like a museum or a zoo. The best we can hope to do now is preserve the spark of what once was. We are not going to win. That's the bad news. The good news, we can put up a pretty good fight along the way. I don't want to downplay the bad news, because the bad news actually really truly is very bad. But I will leave you with this. The good news is better than the bad news is bad. So, good luck.
True. And with that, we're gonna learn about PA State Senator John Fetterman. Why? Because fuck you, that's why.
With tuition too, so that helped out a lot.
This just reminded me some other Pennsylvania political news. John Fetterman just being treated for severe depression.
He got to the Senate, I guess, and looked around, and it was like, oh, fuck.
I gotta say, hearts out to anyone who has to get treated for severe depression, but, God, I don't know. People aren't gonna like this, but if you're a senator, can you, like, please keep it on the DL, like, a little bit? I don't know, man. It's just like, I'm sorry to be an asshole, but it's like you're one of the only people standing in between, like, you know, national right to work, potentially, or just even more horrifying prosecutions of women who get miscarriages. Can you, I don't even know, excuse he would do. What did he say? Like, was he in there for what, like 4 weeks?
He says he might be there for a month, yeah.
Can't he say that he, like, I don't know, he tore his ACL running a race?
Yeah, he fucked too hard. He sprained his dick. Something cool.
Yeah,
that is true.
I mean, I like a lot of Fetterman's policies. I think he has definitely, like, a good look for the Senate, but I don't know, man. You're just supposed to keep things to yourself a little bit.
Let's move on then.
to Pennsylvania, the Keystone State. This is maybe one of the better chances for a Dem flip. Right now, leading the Democratic primaries, we have John Fetterman. He's the big guy with the goatee, right?
He is. Very big, large goatee. He's less big than he used to be. He lost like 100 pounds, which on a guy I think he's 6'9". On a guy his size, you notice it, but he had room to spare.
So he has been leading the Democratic primaries. More recently, though, he has been come under attack from the other candidates over a shotgun kerfuffle. Apparently, when he was mayor of Braddock, Pennsylvania in 2013, Fetterman used a shotgun to did not fire, but, threatened with a shotgun to detain an unarmed black jogger, claiming that Fetterman had heard shots in the area and then just chased off after this guy with a shotgun who was running near his house. This is becoming a bit of an issue and digging his points a little bit in the primary, but it seems like he's going to withstand that and go on. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, that story has been used against him in every time he's kind of got momentum, which is not that often. So he ran for Senate in 16. He got kind of owned, but it was the same time as Bernie, so he got a lot of that juice. And then 2018 he runs for lieutenant governor, and that's when they really try this. Like, he's not that popular with a lot of Pittsburgh activists. Many Pittsburgh leftists. He has pissed a lot of people off. The thing that really pissed him off originally was he's not for stopping fracking and wouldn't go along with the line on that. Mm-hmm. But so, yeah, they knew this was coming, and it's been used either by Malcolm Pinata, who's this black state rep from Philly, who used to be friendly with Fetterman, or Connor Lamb, who's a white guy from a rich part of the Pittsburgh area. So both of these guys have been running around in the debates talking about how Fetterman did this, and the problem, I think, for them is their argument is that, like, we can't win the election with a guy who did this, and it is not clear that the swing voter is gonna look at that, especially now. That, like, there are Democrats, I think, who look at this and say, "Boy, wouldn't it be great if our candidate had chased down a jogger with a gun?" Then we could go on air and say, "I support law enforcement. In fact, I've even dabbled in it." And it has not been dragging him down at all. And then with Lamb, just they had a theory that you could win all these, like, local party endorsements and all this support from your Democratic clubs, and he is. We've covered them both. He's like a more affable, backslapping guy than Fetterman, and it just hasn't really worked because Democrats are so scared that they think, well, the guy with the goatee, who people think is a wrestler, I think can convince my MAGA friend, but the guy who.
Today we're learning about John Fetterman. For those who are wondering.
Just like a Democratic congressman, I don't think is going to do it. It's like a very electability, panicky argument that has helped the Bernie guy, which is unexpected.
It's interesting to me that even though Lamb and Kenyatta, those guys, have absolutely been getting blown out in polling for months now by Fetterman, that
I know
not
a
been
lot
any
about
pressure on them
Fetterman.
to
It's
drop
more,
out
more
and
so
stop
educating
their
people who
negative
don't
campaign
know.
against the
This is a
presumptive
Fetterman
Senate
supercut.
nominee in order to band together to defeat the Republican. It seems weird that there is no institutional pressure being put on these guys for by the fact they're still running these negative ads trying to remind people about Fetterman's incident with the shotgun after it's very clear they're not going to win. Wouldn't the party, if it was really as interested in the claims and electability,
we're not going to watch all this. This is 4 fucking hours. We're going to watch about a quarter of this.
Something? It's almost as like there's like a civil war going on in the party. Not so much between anything ideological sides, because that was determined by the 2020 election, but rather by patronage networks. Like the thing with Fetterman, the reason that they're still going to, like, try to cut his knees out, even though he's got the nomination clinched at this point, is because he's not in the right circles. He doesn't pay the right people. I guess he doesn't. He is not like a flaming leftist, and his image polls well. Like, he is not. There's nothing that is a poison pill about him to the electorate. That's obvious. That's not something that any of them really believe. They're just trying to prevent this specific guy from getting in the Senate, and I can't understand why, other than he's not part of the team.
Yeah, and it's not many people who agree with that. That Lamb has not found a lot of people willing to join him in bringing Fetterman down. The tax didn't raise a ton. I mean, it raised more than $1 million, but not enough to kill it.
That's enough of that. I'd rather watch this.
To prove to you that we have money vacuum that just sucks away your fucking money, and that's all it does.
Something at every ride. all the way to the back of this area.
You got to walk through the gauntlet.
And this is from an adult.
You take your 6-year-old across the park to Nightmare, and it's just a money funnel, man, a fucking mint of goddamn money just being there. Disney fucking. Yes.
You're gonna. A lot of people out there might be kind of confused as to what a juggalo is. Now, a juggalo is a fan of the group Insane Clown Posse.
Yep.
They have kind of a reputation, which we're going to get into. But I thought that you could help clarify for us what a juggalo is, because ISCP actually does have a song explaining it, which Paul is going to read to us as a bit of spoken word poetry.
Sure. Excuse me. Let me warm up the vocals here. What is a juggalo? Let me think for a second. Oh, he gets butt naked and then walks through the streets winking at the freaks with a 2-liter stuck in his butt cheeks. So a juggalo's an insane person that should be locked up in an institution?
That's what I'm gathering so far.
Essentially, yes.
He goes on more. That was Violent J's explanation of a juggalo. Here's Shaggy 2 Dope, the other member of ICP. What is a juggalo? He just don't care. He might try and put a weave in his nut hair. 'Cause he could give a fuck less what a bitch thinks. He'd tell her that her butt stinks. And all that. Strange change in meter there for that part of the poem. I guess you just wanted to get that stinks line in.
Thanks.
What is a juggalo? He drinks like a fish, and then he starts hugging people like a drunk to his dick.
Oh.
Then he jumps out a 10-story window. Oh. So he's self-destructive, has a 2-liter in his butt cheeks, he's got a rope around his dick. He's
jumping out
got a weave in his nut hair. He's picking fights with his friends. He's drinking to excess. And he's butt naked while all of this is going on. So that's a juggalo, according to the juggalos.
You got to read the macaroni verse.
Okay, the macaroni verse. Let's see. Let me find the macaroni. This is a long song. There's really a lot to this.
There's a lot to unpack in this juggalo.
Let's see. Let's see, what is a juggalo? Well, he ain't a phony. He'll walk up and bust a nut in your macaroni.
Reading the reemergence of our generation's Shakespeare.
So he blows a load in your macaroni?
And you don't even notice.
So a juggalo is just a total fucking asshole. Just a totally insane, self-destructive, violent, drunk, naked, 2-liter butt cheek, nut hair weave asshole that'll blow a load in your macaroni.
Watch you eat every fucking bite and go, I nutted in that, dude.
Is that because a lot of juggalos work service positions, so they can get away with that nut in your macaroni thing? Because I can't imagine, like...
Yeah, if I'm ever at a restaurant or something and I get wind that there's some juggalos working there, I ain't ordering the macaroni.
What if you're at because what's the other way around? If you're at a restaurant, you order the macaroni, and then a dude with face paint comes in and goes, ah, whoop whoop, blows a load in your macaroni. Are you going to sit there and finish it while he watches you finish it up like a dumb fucking idiot?
I kind of feel like there's the juggalo is working in the kitchen, and he jerks off your macaroni sight unseen to you.
Oh, yeah, fucking punk-ass non-juggalo out there.
Gives it a little stir and then serves it to you, and then watches you from the kitchen laughing.
What
if he serves it to a juggalo, dude?
Yeah. What if he blows a load in your macaroni and then he's watching you out there like to eat it up like a dumb fucking idiot, and then right at the last bite you look at your girlfriend and you go, whoop whoop ninjet, what up? Much wicked clown love, bitch.
What does he do then, dude? You know what, guys? I think you're getting the wrong impression of juggalos. All right.
Yeah. Are they maligned as a people?
I think I think it's time that we study the juggalo code.
Oh, there's a code?
If you haven't yet, subscribe to Deep Fat Fried. They make really good content. That's who we're listening to right now. Especially now that their channel, Onion Nuggets, recently got terminated because of some whack shit. They could really use the support. Yeah. Anyway, back to the video.
There's a code.
Okay.
There's a code.
Listen, this is going to give you a clearer picture.
This is the new Juggalo code.
The new Juggalo code.
I guess there's some old one they
This
replaced.
is like the old. This is the New Testament that replaces the Old Testament.
Oh,
Okay.
It's about time we had new rules to reshape the family. I plan to put together the first ever global Juggalo conference to make sure these rules stick. Because if you notice, as long as Juggalos say the N-word or claim they're gangsters or beat people up for dissing Juggalos, there'll be idiots like LOTB around to bash our names in the ground. So without further ado, someone needs to tell you that's not a word.
The true code of the Juggalo family.
Follow these steps to be a true Juggalo.
Simple steps, dude.
All right.
They're simple.
All right, there's 9 tenets of Juggaloism.
They're very simple.
Number 1, a Juggalo is not a gang member.
Yeah, they're real sensitive about that.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into why they're sensitive about that a little bit later. Number 2, a Juggalo does not say the N-word no matter how it's spelled, or any slurs of any kind.
What if you're a Juggalo and you're quoting a song or something that somebody else said?
No.
A Juggalo does... A Juggalette is not a multiple asterisks whore. Please don't have careless sex, otherwise you'll wind up like Lara Rocks.
That's what we're going to watch on this video as well. We don't want to get... Got some JCS on the docket.
Coffee or anything? I'm gonna go get him some food. Okay. Just tell her, Joe, I'm just gonna search you, man. Make sure. Can I hands up there, or do you just want me to pat you down on the outside? I mean, I'm kind of cold. So don't take it up. Don't take it up. Your hand warm? Okay.
Despite the seemingly cordial exchange you just watched, 41-year-old Joseph Ferlazzo is at this point classified as extremely dangerous and unpredictable. And it's no coincidence the biggest officer at the Vermont State Police St. Albans Barracks was chosen to conduct this opening sequence of his interrogation.
Long night, huh? Yeah. Any knives on those keys? Oh, you know what? There's like a little baby, oh, that? I set that right there. We do this, we always make sure anybody that comes in here doesn't have any knives or anything on them. Is that your wallet? Yeah. You set that there for me. We're just always, hyper vigilant about everything. Yeah. So have a seat, make yourself comfortable.
I think Amy said she's going to get you some food. You said you were hungry?
Yeah. Okay. We'll work on it, see what we can get you. Thanks. What were you doing? Just going to the gas station? Yeah, shot you? Yeah? No way. Were you on the side of the road? Yeah, let's walk by the gas station. Can you do this? That works good. Keep moving. Cool, man.
Imagine for a moment being told to go into a room with a man who just viciously murdered his wife, but act as if he has done nothing wrong, as though he were a harmless stranger in need of assistance. Your outward demeanor must show no judgment, no suspicion, and certainly no fear. While maintaining such an artificial calm in front of such an unpredictable threat, many people would jump at the sudden clatter of metal from his pocket knife being tossed across the table. And while this officer reveals the smallest crack in composure from the sheer abruptness of it, he immediately blends into the moment and maintains the desired atmosphere. What you're seeing here from the officer is deception, 100% pure choreography, and a particular form of psychological maneuvering that just so happens to work perfectly with this individual's personality. Anytime Joseph tries to be funny or charming, the officer responds in the appropriate manner to protect his ego. You will notice he completely strips the atmosphere of its gravity and ensures there is no tension or awkwardness in the exchange. The reason this works so well in this specific circumstance is because Joseph Ferlazzo, in our opinion, is a raging fucking narcissist. He's so incredibly susceptible to the external validation from the officers that he genuinely seems to believe they've taken a strong liking to him, and that he's able to control the environment through his super chill, laid-back personality. To give you some context, Joseph will go on to plead not guilty to all charges. So let's briefly jump ahead 3 years to his trial, and hear in his own words how he supposedly ended up in this interrogation chair.
Please be seated, everyone. Does the defense wish to present a case, Ms. Jan?
Yes, thank you. We call Joseph Ferlazzo.
Okay.
Solemnly affirm that the evidence you shall give relative to the cause now under consideration.
So, Joseph, we're going to take things one subject at a time, okay?
Very good.
How are you feeling this morning?
Very nervous, very anxious, very tired. Yeah.
Okay. Reaches a point where you feel you need a break, let us know, please.
Yes.
The act he's trying to project here is that of a traumatized husband, a man who had no choice but to save his own life from an abuser. He frequently widens his eyes and performs these hard swallows to convey heightened vulnerability and emotional shock. Gestures that appear semi-convincing during direct examination, but will completely fall apart under cross-examination.
So let's start with some easy information. Where were you born?
I was born in Pennsylvania, in Reading, Pennsylvania.
When did you move to Vermont?
I moved to Vermont in 2012.
Were you working as a tattoo artist at that time?
Yes, I was.
When did you meet Emily?
I met Emily in 2018.
And to be clear, we're talking about Emily Ferlazzo, who was your wife, right?
Yes.
How did you meet her?
Well, I had initially met her through her friend Lauren. I can't remember her last name. Lauren.
Lauren was an apprentice in his tattoo shop who one day brought in her best friend Emily for a piercing.
When she left, I made a comment to Lauren. I said that. I was like, that friend of yours is something special. I said I wouldn't mind making her my next ex-wife. Lauren laughed.
You didn't start dating her at that point, did you?
No. I think she was seeing somebody else, and I was seeing somebody else.
Emily returns to the shop to get a tattoo. He claims that she called him afterwards, whereas records indicate he was the one who called her.
She wanted to have more tattooing done. She's like, oh my God, like, I really love this tattoo, like, and now I want more. A week and a half, 2 weeks later, she's back getting more tattoos. I'm asking her how she's been in the last 2 weeks, how her tattoo healed. Her demeanor was different. She told me she had just broken up with her boyfriend. She dyed her hair a different color. She was extremely flirty, and I was receptive to that. I was like, wow, like, you really seem like pretty open today. Like, and I asked her if she wanted to go have a motorcycle ride and see a tour of some of Vermont.
And did she?
Yes, she did. Yes, we took a motorcycle ride that evening.
So after that night, when did you see Lauren, I keep saying Lauren, Emily next?
The next day.
They hung out every day for the rest of the summer and eventually got married in October.
So you were happy?
I was happy.
And did she seem to be happy?
Yes, she was.
And during these first few months of your relationship, what I've already asked you, you said it was euphoric and you were both happy, right?
Yes, that's right.
What's the matter? You're looking a little...
Yeah, I'm feeling very emotional right now.
What's bothering you?
I miss her.
Let me know when you're ready to start again.
I'm okay.
You're okay?
I'm okay.
He claims the first several months of the marriage were happy, but things going downhill.
It led to, it led to violence and...
explain what you mean
like
by
physical abuse started coming into our relationship.
The only evidence of physical abuse in their relationship was of him abusing her, which colleagues in their work circles had suspected was going on.
Where she would go through my phone and then respond by beating on me.
Was she saying anything to you while this was happening?
Yeah, just really, she was really angry. So, you're a fucking asshole. I don't want to. Do I have to swear? Do I have to
I want
quote?
you to say what she said.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she would say, you're a fucking asshole. I can't believe you're still fucking talking to this bitch. And it was a friend of mine that I'd known for years, and I told her that I would stop being physical with this friend, and that our relationship wasn't going to dissolve because we were friends since 2014. Like,
was she angry?
Yes, she was. Yes, she was very angry. Yes, she was assaulting me.
So she was verbally angry.
Yes.
And physically.
Yes, ma'am.
Hitting you.
Yes, physically.
And did you ever hit her back?
No, ma'am.
You never contacted the police about any of the times that she assaulted you.
The technical term for what you're seeing here is called drawing the sting. It's when the defense raises a damaging issue themselves before the prosecution can exploit it. And Joseph here seems to have practiced this one in the mirror a few times.
No, it's not their business.
Not their business. That's a motto that you live your life by, isn't it?
I'm an independent person. I'm a very private person. I don't want to dump my crap on other people.
They then got a dog, bought a camper van, and went to Bolton, Vermont for their 1-year wedding anniversary.
This was our first like road trip as a family. So it was very exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Emily too, she was in a good mood.
Yeah, she was super excited to take Rosie out, and she was stoked to meet Nikki and Ariel.
Nikki is his sister, and Ariel is her boyfriend, who they were meeting up with for the anniversary. The first night they got there, while alone together in the camper van, he claims Emily started becoming combative, saying the anniversary idea was terrible and the camper van was stupid.
So I was like, yo, maybe just like pour yourself a drink and relax.
He then takes the dog out for a walk and brings his handgun with him.
It has tritium sights on it, so you can see in the dark. And that was I had seen some what I believe to be coyote. I like shone a flashlight and I saw a couple sets of eyes in the dark. So Remington's a pretty small dog, and I just wanted to be able to protect her.
When he gets back into the camper van, he claims Emily starts berating him about the candles he lit earlier being too bright.
And I said, it's not that bright. Like, you could always just roll over. She got up and ran at me and grabbed one of the candles.
He claims that she begins attacking him with a candlestick.
Where?
She hit me in like my neck and head, and in my arms. I was like blocking. I had to restrain her. I had to like physically grab her by her arms and like hold her arms down. And she kept kicking. She actually kicked Remy.
He says that he manages to push her onto the side of the bed and she calms down.
I told her that that we're not your punching bags. And
you said what?
I told her that we weren't her punching bags.
We weren't.
Yeah, she kicked Remy.
For the record, Emily adored animals, and this statement was deemed extremely implausible by her peers. Joseph, on the other hand, was accused by his ex-girlfriend of kicking her dog on 2 separate occasions.
And she was kicking me and punching me, and I pushed her back, and I told Remy, I was like, yo, we're gonna take a walk.
After the second walk, he gets back into the camper van, drinks a vodka and Coke, then starts getting into his side of the bed.
So I was climbing over her, and she shouted, fuck off. And she like threw an elbow at me, and elbowed me in my groin. And I said, no more hitting. And so we have like a bunch of throw pillows that we like lined around the bed, like the top of the bed where we slept. So one of the throw pillows was right there, and I swatted her with the throw pillow, and I said, "Stop hitting."
Please remember these next 17 seconds, which we're calling the phony fugue state. He tries to present a foggy, dissociated moment of recollection, with long pauses, forced ums, and a vacant stare. But it's pure performance, and we know it's performance because he'll completely contradict this manner of recollection during cross-examination.
And that's when it happened.
What happened?
She said, "That's it. You're dead," and she threw her arm under her pillow.
He earlier made the claim that both him and Emily slept with handguns under their pillows, also deemed highly implausible by witness testimony.
And she pulls her hand out with the Taurus.
How were you feeling?
I was feeling horrified. Just
Were you afraid?
I was terrified. Like there was as soon as I saw that, like I just felt like this wave of heat, just like red hot, and she started like pushing her body up in an instant, and I'm like, no, and I don't know, like she wasn't stopping, and I was holding my Glock.
He'll later claim he was in the process of putting the gun under his own pillow.
And she started just like coming up at me, and I just fired.
Why?
She was gonna shoot me.
And you were afraid?
Very.
From this point forward, he claims to have no memory of the events that followed until he woke up in a police cell 3 days later. But according to corroborated evidence and witness testimony, he had breakfast with his sister the next morning, where he ordered a goat cheese omelet, a side of bacon, and a samosa. He then gave his sister a tattoo. When his sister asked where Emily was, he told her she was sleeping. He then sent a string of text messages to Emily's phone number. The next day, he went to a bonfire party, where he was seen taking bong hits and doing keggers. Later that same evening, he would send Emily another series of text messages. He went for pancakes and a samosa once again the next morning, then sent Emily one final message. It would be shortly after this message that Emily's mother asked Joseph where her daughter was, and why her phone had been switched off for so long. He told her they had gotten into a fight, and that he hadn't seen Emily in roughly 2 days. Emily was then reported missing. Roughly 7 hours later, as Joseph's friend was driving him back to where the camper van was parked, they noticed police had cordoned off the area. Joseph then told his friend to stop the car, at which point he got out and wandered off into the woods. His next known location was at a maple field 10 miles away roughly 14 hours later, where by pure happenstance he was spotted by a police officer.
And what was he doing?
He was getting a drink out of the cooler and sort of stepping back from the cooler at that time.
Did you recognize the male?
When he closed the door to the cooler and he turned around and we made eye contact, I knew, I was like, wait, I know this person. In that moment, I couldn't figure out where or why. My brain was still trying to catch up with me. But I knew I recognized him.
Okay. And did you ultimately determine how you recognized him?
Yeah, so he walked to the right and then turned to walk up to one of the aisles towards the front of the store, and he turned and looked at me again, and we locked eyes again, and at that point I recognized that it was Joseph Perlazzo.
Okay.
It seemed to me, based on my training and experience, it was almost as if we were trying to figure out, fight, flight, freeze, what do I do?
Okay. And what did you say to him?
I said, Joseph, it's you, right? Are you okay?
This was Detective Sergeant Amy Nolan, taking the initiative, and one of 2 reasons why the upcoming interrogation you're about to see unfolds the way it does. Joseph Perlazzo was classified as a homicide suspect, She would have been entirely within her authority to draw her weapon, order him to the ground, and wait for backup to secure the arrest. Instead, relying on her experience and a remarkable amount of both courage and composure, she seized a unique opportunity when it presented itself.
And what did he do in reply?
He took his drink down, and his body language sort of deflated, and he said, "No, I'm not okay."
She very gradually explains that he's not in trouble and not under arrest, but feels it could be a good idea for him to accompany her back to the police barracks.
And so did you bring him back to the barracks?
I did. The other thing that we did sort of in that halfway point was I asked him and explained before I could give him a ride, it was our sort of protocol that we had to pat somebody down for weapons before I could allow him in my cruiser with me, and also because I don't have a typical cruiser with what they call the cage in the back to separate the officer from a person that they've picked up for some reason. So he said that was fine. He indicated he had no weapon, so I patted him down real quick.
So it was just you and Mr. Ferlazzo in the ride back to the barracks?
Correct.
And did you speak to him during that time about Emily?
Not about Emily. I asked him, like I said, it was cold that day. I asked him, "Are you cold?" He said he was. I turned the heat up. I said, "Have you been out all night?" Based on the interactions that I knew had occurred the night before, he said he had. I asked him if he, was thirsty, if he was hungry. He said he was. And so, again, I told him, I turned the heat up and I told him I would get him something to eat once we got back to the barracks.
The journey to the police station took just under 7 minutes. The second factor behind how this interrogation unfolds is Sergeant Nolan's ability to brief her colleague at speed. It took roughly 30 seconds for the suspect to be greeted at the door by the precinct's commanding officer and walk to interview room 3, during which time she managed to relay the circumstances of his arrest and the precise approach required for this interaction.